And now, welcome to the stage, Central Houston Board Chair, Nilufar Malavi.
Welcome to our 37th annual meeting. It is so good to be with all of you in person. It has been too long since we've had the opportunity to gather in person and see each other. It really is wonderful to have everyone here today. I want to thank all of our members for joining today. You are what makes this organization special and allows us to do what we have been doing in the Central City. I also want to recognize all of our sponsors. You will see their names in our program. You've probably been seeing their logos and their names up on the screen. Without their generous support, today's event would not be possible. So I want to thank them for what they have been able to do for us today. This has been an interesting year, or I should say 18 months or so, as we have all individually had to deal with a lot of challenges, keeping ourselves, our families, our colleagues healthy, dealing with the start, stop, maybe nature of work and life. So just like all of you, Central Houston has had a very interesting year as well. Lots going on as we have tried to continue to keep downtown going. But in the midst of all that, we've also had a really pivotal moment in Central Houston's time after 38 years of serving as the founding president of Central Houston. Bob Ure is retiring. And just this month, we have welcomed our new president and CEO, Chris Larson. You will have an opportunity to hear from both of them later in the program.
Hello, Central Houston. Congratulations on another year of advocacy for downtown Houston. I am grateful to the staff, to the board, to everybody who makes this work possible, and I'm grateful for Bob Ure's career. Bob, when people look at downtown, they see the skyline that you helped build, and it's been a treasure for me to be able to work with you over the past 3 years, so congratulations, and thank you so much for everything you've done. And to Chris Larson, welcome. I look forward to working with you, and you are joining an incredible group of people in this new leadership role. Now, over the past few years, downtown Houston, as our entire community, have faced so many challenges, and challenges that have hit downtown very hard because this is a virus that tears us apart. But we meet here at a time when we've made it through the darkest times of the pandemic. And that is in large part thanks to you guys, thanks to the leadership of our hospitals, thanks to our frontline workers, to our philanthropic community, to the grit of our spirit. We are nothing if not resilient. And as you guys look around and see the towering downtown buildings, I think what we see is a symbol of our resilience and our strength. These are buildings that have stood there through world wars, through booms and busts. It is the same spirit that brought the Allen brothers here. The spirit they have, that they've passed on to us, that sense of promise that they saw in this community. And I know all of us share a commitment to protecting that promise through the toughest of times. For our part in Harris County government, we've worked to get real help real fast to the communities that most need it.
Let me just start off by saying, Bob, I tried my best to convince you to stay 2 more years. I said to Bob, though you didn't come in with me, we're going to go out together. But despite my conversations, Gail, it just didn't win out. But let me just say this. It has been a delight, a pleasure to work with you. You have been a visionary, transformational leader. You've laid a strong foundation. Under your leadership, Minute Maid Stadium, Toyota, PNC Stadium, all here. Under your leadership, Hilton Americas, the Marriott Marquis, other hotels in the downtown community. Under your leadership, Discovery Green, The Lynn Wyatt Square for the Performing Arts will be done next year. The Trubbley Park on the south side. More green space in downtown Houston, all under your leadership. Under your leadership, we're taking steps to make the downtown area more resilient with the North Canal project, something that came up in the 1940s, but now been fully approved and funded, and we're moving forward on that, which will take the lower part of downtown out of the floodway, make it much, much, much better. And then I will tell you, being a native Houstonian, whose dream was to work in one of these buildings downtown, and that dream came true, but at 5 o'clock, everything was dead. Just nothing downtown at 5 o'clock. But under your leadership, things have transformed. And now downtown is more 24/7. On the east side of downtown, $1 billion have been spent. And because of that, we're able to compete with cities all over the globe.
So it is certainly a privilege of mine to convey, as my colleague and dear friend, Congressman Al Green will do as well, to present to you an acknowledgement of the Urey Award, if you would, Allen Award, if you would come. I'm called the Urey Award. If you would come at this moment, just to accept this small token. And really, since he really likes to make sure that you come bearing gifts, I want everyone to know, yes, we will get the job done. There will be an INVEST Act. The president will sign it, will provide enormous dollars, billions of dollars to the state of Texas, and there will be a Build Back Better, where we will work with charging stations, electric cars, and all of the things that Central Houston has talked about over the decades. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Your legacy will never cease to impact this great city.
Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition presented to Central Houston Incorporated, which is another way of saying Bob Urey, in honor of your service to the community on behalf of the constituents of the 9th Congressional District of Texas and the 18th Congressional District and the 29th Congressional District and the 7th Congressional District, all of your congresspeople working together. We are proud to salute you for commitment that you've demonstrated to transform Houston into one of our nation's most diverse cities as a thriving hub of commerce and culture. Some measure their lives of days and years, others by heartthrobs, passions, and tears. But the surest measure, Bob, under God's Son, is what for others in your lifetime have you done. Thank you for what you've done for others. Thank you, Central Houston. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Central Houston was also a key player in conceiving the plans and coordinating the project that brought Major League Baseball to downtown and built what is now known as the Minute Maid Park. Go Astros. Although he could not be here with us today, via video, we're going to hear from Drayton McLean to give us some inside baseball on how Central Houston and Bob Urey helped make Minute Maid Park happen. Let's roll the video.
We needed a new ballpark, and I had said to everyone it needed to be downtown. Many people wanted to build it where the Astrodome was. And then one day I got a call from Bob Urey. He thought our idea of building a ballpark downtown would be great. So several days later, we met Bob downtown, and he took us where the Union Station was downtown. And I love trains. And I thought, boy, this is going to be a match made in heaven. But the train station was really not in good shape. The surroundings of the train station were not good. No other buildings had been built down there for years and years and years. I got to give it to Bob. Bob is a visionary. He's an architect by profession, and he was a visionary. Several days later, he had some sketches of how he thought we could incorporate Union Station, remodel it, make it our office, and make it the center part of the ballpark and then build the ballpark. And you got to give Bob credit. He really sold an idea that no one had been talking about.
Bob and I talked about it, and we then created, as a result of, with a group of folks from the community, the Downtown Living Initiative. In August of 2012, with the strong support of Mayor Anise Parker, City Council approved the initiative. And has it worked? Well, you bet it has. I mean, remember in 1983, we had 550 apartments. Today, we have 4,000 new apartments that have been built, and condominiums that are either under construction or have been built. We have another 2,000 apartments that are not part of the Downtown Living Initiative. They're just being built on their own, which is what you want to do. You want to prime the pump and then move off, right? And that's what we're doing now. So that was just massive, bold action when you think about it. And Central Houston was at the forefront of all of this. And just to give you a sense, and I know some people don't like tax issues as a result of the but-for, but I will tell you, but for that tax incentive, I would not have built the $132 million building that sits right over here, kitty corner to the Toyota Center, without that incentive. I would have built it somewhere else. And that 22-story tower, where Chris lives right now, thank you very much, is 95% occupied and doing very, very well. We have a phase 2. We're trying to figure out what to do with that now. So when you think about that Downtown Living Initiative and what Central Houston brought to the table with that and all the other partners that we have over 10,000 people living in downtown and nearly 3,000 dogs. You know, when people, the new children, the new child for these millennials that live in these towers are dogs. So we have nearly 3,000 dogs in downtown. By 2036, projections put that number at 30,000 people and 9,000 dogs. We're going to need more green space. We really are.
Main Street Square was finished just in time for the opening of the very first completed light rail project, and we call it the Red Line. And just a month later, Main Street was used to host Super Bowl XXXVIII's main event celebration. Since then, Central Houston has continued working with Mayor Turner, Metro, and other regional partners in ensuring transportation plans that lead to an even more extraordinary backdrop for people to live and work and recreate in downtown Houston. Recent examples include aesthetics at the southern end of downtown near the proposed Pierce Elevated redesign, as well as a concept put forth by Central Houston called Metro Max. Elements of Metro Max can be found in Metro's new plan, termed Metro Next, and features a regional express bus network. Our Metro transit system is most robust in the urban core, and that shows that 30% of downtown workers actually choose public transportation as their commute choice.
I think if you didn't have an organization like that and hadn't had a leader for so many years like Bob Urey, you simply wouldn't have had a lot of the accomplishments that have happened downtown. I think Central Houston has been a voice for not just the owners of the buildings, but all the people who work downtown in Houston. And so many examples of it over the years, from transportation issues to park issues, to everything that has made it a more livable downtown. The encouragement of retail establishments, the encouragement of livability downtown, all of that in large extent has been pioneered and spearheaded by Bob Urey and Central Houston and the whole team. You know, he helped us on Discovery Green, then later on Buffalo Biopark, and on so many other parks downtown, just urban green space all around the area. He helped us by not only helping us politically and financially, but just by lending his expertise. When you put a park like Discovery Green in the middle of it, you create all kinds of social nuances around the area, new buildings, new restaurants, new bars, and it just lends a much more vibrant, active feel to the whole downtown.
So how does one lead this? And the only word I have for it is vision. And it's not my vision. It's really your vision that really has made this work. And the thing that has been so helpful to me, but helpful to us all, is the fact that I think if I ask you what's your vision for the future of downtown, I think we'd be all about all together in exactly what that is. There's this common vision that everybody seems to have to make it better, to make it more vibrant, and they're passionate about it. It's almost like there's a love affair with it that's just remarkable. So we've made great progress, but we got a lot more to get done here. Creating and maintaining the public spaces. We've got to continue to improve mobility. We're fostering innovation. We have to lift our economy, advancing the care for our homeless. And I'm really happy that I can put these into the skilled hands and leadership of Chris Larson and you. My deepest thanks to all of you here in this room for your commitment and support, our members, our organization's boards, our community leaders, and the followers. You know, I'm not so sure that I've ever really had a great idea, although let me say one thing real quick, is the one real good was to marry Gail, okay? I'll make that clear, okay? But you know, while I may not have had great ideas, I have really been blessed to be supported over the years by a staff of incredibly smart and competent professionals who do have great ideas and give their all to make them happen. I feel really, really great about this, and I feel so good about the fact that they now will work with Chris and can support him as he takes on the leadership role. And finally, I want to express my love and gratitude to my dear wife, Gail, and our family, who have been very patient, yes, and I mean really patient in supporting my passion over the last 50 years. Dear, I am coming home, okay? And to all of you, thank you. This has been a remarkable experience, and Godspeed in your efforts, and our efforts actually, to advance downtown, the vibrant heart of this great city. Thank you.
I've followed this community's journey for several years, and the transformation here is nothing short of exceptional. Though it may be business as usual for Houstonians to see 5 towers go up in recent years and another 4 more which will deliver soon, let me tell you that is not the case in every major market. Houston is special, and we now, have much to be proud of. So where do we go next? One of COVID's biggest lessons is that employees and organizations have more choices than ever regarding where and how they work. This idea has long been a driver for Central Houston's efforts. It's why the organization focuses on bold, visionary projects, as downtown success is dependent on people wanting to be here. Now, perhaps more than ever, as the lines between live and work are blurred by advances in technology and changes in office culture, the livability of the places where we work becomes essential. We are no longer competing with office parks. Instead, we're competing with the comforts of working from home, and most notably, stretchy pants. Facilitating a safe return to work is the top priority for cities across the globe, including our own. And to get there, our appeal and value proposition must speak to the individual, to compel them to appreciate their role as a member of the ecosystem that makes our city vibrant and sustainable. Just as buildings are built brick by brick and skylines tower by tower, our vibrancy would be rebuilt person by person, each of whom will choose this place, our downtown, as where they want to be. We must compete at the scale of the individual. And on the subject of people, Central Houston is also doing more to support the innovators and entrepreneurs in our community. The innovation hub we created with the Downtown Redevelopment Authority has, in just 2 short years, already supported the development of 170 startups, netting almost 150 new jobs and $26 million in revenue for those businesses. That amounts to a 10-to-1 ROI for every dollar invested by Central Houston and its affiliates into this program. We believe organically growing businesses and connecting new technologies to established Houston companies is instrumental into building a robust, dynamic, and resilient downtown economy. And our investment is already doing so and has yielded considerable returns. As you all get to know me, you'll quickly learn that I believe that great cities are more than buildings and theaters and parks and restaurants. Those places are great, mind you, and very important. And they are the physical building blocks that enable the community to come together and thrive. And what a special community you have here in Houston. Welcoming, strong, committed, and still hungry. You've come a long way with more progress and opportunity on the horizon. Our next frontier means remaining globally competitive and embodying a bold ambition of becoming a world-class city. As you've seen today, that takes organizations, investors, partners, and leaders working in alignment to develop and implement a shared vision. It reminds me of an experience that I had just this last Wednesday night while walking home from the ball game. I was lucky enough to be there. Amongst a crowd of what I will characterize as very jovial Houstonians, I heard groups excitedly pointing and observing that they are constructing the new ice rink at Discovery Green and that they are putting up a new residential tower. In that moment, even as the new guy, I realized that I was in on the secret. Like Bob, I know who the they is in this case, and that they is all of you. You are transforming our skyline. You're creating the moments that will attract people and impact the way they think about our downtown. And well, luckily, now I get to work with all of you. So in conclusion, thank you for supporting Central Houston and joining us today, and we welcome your continued partnership. Moreover, I look forward to working with you all as we collectively carry this torch that Bob has lit for us onward together. Thank you and have a great afternoon.